Hello, good day. How you all doing? Today I'm going to be discussing something beautiful but challenging. That's to do with parenting and issues you really have with their kids. Okay, first of all, please do well to subscribe to my channel, like, share, and comment. Let's discuss. Do let's have um, an interaction on the comment section. You don't know who you'll be helping. Share your opinions, share your ideas. Okay, firstly, talking about issues with parenting, I'm going to be speaking on two angles. Firstly, my experience growing up, and secondly, my experience as a mother. As we all know, being a parent is not all about taking your kids out to the grocery store to buy ice cream, taking them to the playground. There's more to that. There's more to it that can build their future. Firstly, I'm going to be talking about technology, technology issues. That's the smartphone issues parents usually have with their children. A lot of parents usually give their children smartphones, either to make them busy, to make them feel like among, like their friends have phones, so you can also give your kid a phone to do something in school, to watch video games and all of that. But there is more of a disadvantage than the advantage. It causes more harm than good. You see kids that get so addicted to their phones, and they can't even stay without it. They could stay with a phone without blinking their eyes. This is a very huge distraction, and it affects the relationship between parents and children. And when they get so addicted to the phone, it becomes uncontrollable. You cannot control it anymore because they get angry when you try to collect the phone from them. So there's a way you can try to their um, balance and indulge them in other activities. They could do something else, something that's different from being with the phone all the time, so you don't get too addicted to using the phone. It becomes a problem later. Let's not talk about. I'll be leaving the topic for that. They're talking about how kids usually could watch things that are not even in line with their age. You cannot monitor all of these things. You cannot be with your kids all the time, but you can monitor how much they use their phones, how much they come in contact with your own phone, how much they get addicted to using a phone. Secondly, I'm going to be talking about difficulty in studying. We all know that we have some kids that they feel like, okay, school is stressful, school is hectic, school is time wasting and all of that. But you can actually make them feel better. You can make them see reasons why they should love school. This should start at the early age, at the early stage. Make them love their school environment. Talk to them about how their school is, how the environment is, why they should love school, what they love and hate about their school. I remember my 3 year old son, his name is Light, when some time ago, when he wants to go to school, he complains. No, 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 I don't want to go to school. No, I don't want to go to school. Mommy, no, I don't want to go. And I'll be like, why? I get pissed off. But he's very intelligent. If you ask him a question now, he can answer. If you and ask him things from school, he can answer. But the interest in going to school, like he doesn't want to go to school at all. I observed that he loves to be sweet, to be talked to sweetly. So I sat him down one day. He's a 2 years old boy, yes, but they know things. If they could answer questions that they teach them in school that you don't even expect them to answer, then they can also get that idea, that advice that you want to put into them. They understand things. They're even smarter than what we think, how we think. So I changed the format. I was like, okay, I called, I said, Light. I said, we didn't learn from mommy. If I tell him to come and learn from me, like bring a book, mommy wants to teach you, he will jump up. But if I say, we didn't learn from your teacher, he will say, no, 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 no. So I made it like I spoke to him and I was like, oh, Light, learn from mommy, right? Is it good to learn from mommy? You say yes. Is it good to learn from teacher? You say no. I'll say no. You learn from mommy at home, learn from teacher in school. I kept telling him that for over a week, almost every day. I'll ask him after school, did you learn for your teacher? You said yes, I learned for teacher. And I'll be so happy. After some time, when he wakes up in the morning, almost time to go to school, he will jump up and say, Mommy, where's my uniform? He will say, Mom, where's my uniform? Where's my socks? Where's my sandal? He has this interest. So most times, tell them, I know he's not really that matured to know why you should go to school and all of that, but that interest, follow it up as a parent from that little age. I also find time to talk to him about school, um, teach him, even if it's just an hour. In the evenings, just call him and sit together, learn. Those personal teachings make them very interested because they just have this mother son, mother daughter relationship. So this is also very vital. Even when it's time to, kids can be sometimes like, Mommy, I want to watch cartoon. Mommy, no, I want to watch this. I want to watch that. Don't deprive them, like I said earlier. But you can balance it. There should be time for everything, and they should be monitored. Okay, I'm going to talk about the third issue. This is very, very. Um, this is the most touching issue I'm going to talking about. This has been really affected so many homes, affected parents, affected children, affected their relationship with each other. Before a child gets disobedient, so aggressive, he or she must have done something or shown that behavior that was unchecked by the parents. And they give you this normal thing that leave am a small pikin, he's still a baby, he's still a little girl, she's still a little girl, he's still a little boy, leave him alone, doesn't know what he's doing. This has made the behaviors of some children, get worse because they were overlooked, unchecked. Don't let things like this get unchecked or get overboard. When they show these little characters, tackle it immediately. At a little age, they know what is good and what is bad. They really do. There are times when you say, "Don't do this thing; it's bad." And when you see the child, although you might go back to doing it again, that's how kids are. But when trying to do it again, you see that look like, okay, I know this is bad, but I want to still do it. So when you caution the child once, caution the child twice, he stops. This will help them grow to become positive or negative. Not to forget the fact that you could also be the reason for your child's aggression and disobedience. A mother, a father who fights in front of their kids, quarrels in front of their kids, shouts, says foul words to each other in front of their kids will definitely have an aggressive child. Fighting in front of your kids creates this crack in their hearts, in their mindset. When kids are raised seeing their parents love each other, there's respect, they have a higher chance of having this um, good mindset. They have a higher chance of inculcating positivity. When a child sees this honesty, this loyalty, arguments, rudeness amongst his parents, he becomes so in the future. There's a 90% chance of the child being the same thing, doing the same, inculcating the same character. Because he gets filled with violence. All the child knows is violence. There's a saying that when the elephant is like when the elephant fights, the grass suffers. That's how it is. When you're fighting in front of your kids, your children suffers. They suffer it. This can affect your kids. I've seen some parents. I've seen someone a little bit close to me that usually fights in front of his son. They quarrel, they argue. And there was one day I went out, so on my way back, I saw this child. He's a boy. A little girl was like looking for his trouble. You understand? It's not like he's let's say a very little boy, like a 3 years old boy that you say, okay, he doesn't like oppression. He's about 11 years old. And this girl was smaller, way smaller. I didn't see anything the girl really did to anger him. He carried something and was hitting this girl on the head continuously until I ran to where they were. I was shocked and I felt like, oh Jesus Christ, this thing that the parents do, this fighting, this argument has filled this child, and he's a boy. If the child sees the parents that when they argue, they quickly settle in love, not even in front of him, but he might know they settle in love instead of them punching each other, fighting each other, hitting each other. He will feel like the best way to solve issues or to resolve issues is to hit the next person, fight the next person, shout at the next person, argue, insult the next person. The person with the sharpest mouth wins. That's how the child will feel like. Instead of him seeing you, the parents, settle in oneness, calmly, sweetly. And then when he has issues with his friends, with anybody in his classmates, he knows that, okay, I did something wrong, let me say sorry. But when he sees his mother, probably when she does something wrong to the father and then he complains, I beg, not tell me anything, this and that one. It feels like, okay, sorry is an issue. I shouldn't say sorry when I'm wrong. My mom doesn't say sorry, why should I say sorry? My dad doesn't say sorry, why should I say sorry? This could also make a child turn into a liar, turn into a very, very aggressive human being, a stubborn person, and a very disobedient child. So know that your attitude can affect your child positively or negatively. Talking about lies, all we notice that all kids lie at a point of time. Get to a point where they feel like, hey, if I say the truth, they will beat me. If I say the truth, I might not come out of it. But you could also affect your child in lying. I know sometimes you feel like, tell the brother say I know theirs, but you're at home. You feel like it's I beg, what's it they there? Now just lie, but it can affect your child. Kids these days are very, very smart. There are things to do, and you feel like he's not seeing me. Watch the next day, you see your son, your daughter doing the same thing. You be like, Jesus, how did this child know that I was doing this thing? He's so Kids are very smart and quick to capture. So when this happens, correct them immediately. Don't let it go unchecked. Teach them how to say the truth. Sometimes when you do something wrong, you'll be like, okay, because you told me the truth, I'll let you go. But this is wrong. Don't do it next time. Sometimes you can even spank. Of course, we spank. We're Africans. But while you're spanking, also know that you can seep something into their head. So please, let's all try to stay positive. If you usually fight in front of your kids or you argue in front of your kids, you're so harsh towards people, they will learn those things. And it will be so difficult for them to change in the future. Thank you so much. I've drawn the curtain here. I also have some other points that I'm talking about in my next post. Please do well to subscribe to my channel, like and share. Follow me. I love you all.